What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're doing F1 2016 career mode once again, and as you can see we have an absolutely monumental lead in the driver's standings. 84 points to Lewis Hamilton, who took out the previous race in Monza. Today we're off to Singapore, and this could be a quite interesting affair for everyone involved. Now, heading into this race, I feel like I've been a little bit weak here the last couple of seasons. Don't know if it's the Mercedes or I don't know, it's just a bit weird, but we come to this track again and seemingly we are not on the pace once again. So yeah, 2 seconds off in FP1, and that's quite interesting. There could be a couple of factors that are playing into this at the moment. I have been playing a lot of Dirt Rally in the last few days, and this is me just jumping back on the game, and haven't done career mode I think in like over a week now, so I can only apologize about that. But I have still been, you know, jumping on the game, doing league racing practice here and there, so, you know, I'm still on the pace, but for some reason Singapore just doesn't seem to agree with me. As you can see there, out in FP3. We binned FP2 because it was completely raining in that session. It wasn't going to be representative for us. And then FP3, we were going to do all the work there and work on setup and get dialed into the track, and first qualifying lap, we're out. So, heading into the rest of the weekend, we are well and truly underdone in terms of, you know, miles, in terms of practice, and dialing in the setup as well. So, it's just been an absolutely disastrous start to the weekend. It's time for quali.
The sky is dark and the lights are on. Welcome to qualifying here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore.
We don't need to push too hard in this session. We should have the pace to qualify easily.
And to make matters worse here in qualifying, we are starting under intermediate conditions. I believe we had something similar last season as well, which resulted in us starting down the order. But welcome to qualifying, guys. This is the Q1 session, and we're in intermediate conditions. It is set to dry up as the session wears on, so I think if we do a couple of laps, see what the pace is like, twiddle our thumbs for about 5 minutes, and then the track should be dry and we can bang out a solid lap on the ultras. Is it ultra soft? No, it might be super soft tires. Either way, we're just waiting for the dry period. But so far, the car feels very, very slidey. Like, I just felt a coherent lack of grip all weekend. Didn't matter if it was dry, whether it was wet. The track just felt very, very green, and I couldn't feel like the tires were actually connected with the road. It was such a weird feeling. That's why I wanted to do the extra laps over the course of the weekend. Yes, we do have ultra soft tires to use this weekend, so we're going to do so. 3 minutes 20 seconds to go on the clock, and we're going to go out and set a fast lap. I wanted to wait as long as possible to start the lap. Didn't want the tires to be too cold. We went out with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. We go to start our fast lap, and this has happened. We were left without any time to start the lap. Now, we did a cheeky corner cut just to make sure that we could actually make it, but it wasn't enough. 21st place. In the end, it seems only 2 people set a time on the dry tires. So if we would have just completed the lap, I mean, just even started it, it would have got us out of qualifying 1. But yeah, we're out. The 2 Saubers top the session, and yeah, this disastrous weekend just continues to unfold for us here in Singapore. Can't believe it. You know, normally when you go out and you don't have enough time to start the lap, there's a message that comes over the screen. It says insufficient time to complete your lap. Never got that message. So I don't know what the hell the AI control car was doing over the course of that 3-minute period trying to get me to start my lap. I don't know, but it's really screwed me over for the start of this race. Unprepared, no practice, down the order, no grip, and we're going to have it all to do in the traffic here in Singapore. So, I don't know. If we get in the top 5, that'll be an absolute miracle.
As the sun sets over the South China Sea, the sport that never sleeps is alert and raring to go. Welcome, under the bright lights of the Marina Bay Circuit, to another Singapore Grand Prix.
1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 1
Top 7. That's pretty ambitious, isn't it, from the engineer? But we are in the Mercedes. We are the championship leader by an absolute long way. And we are starting on fresh, soft, compound tyres on a one-stop. So we'll see what we can do. Maybe if safety cars come at a timely period in the race, it could really help us out. But 21st place, Singapore, could be... I don't know, sometimes it is difficult to overtake, but the track is actually surprisingly wide for a street track, and there are quite a few overtaking opportunities, especially on the game as opposed to real life. But here we go, ready for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. We're just going to have to tough it out until everyone makes their first stop. After that, the track position should come to us. Away we go for the Singapore Grand Prix, and we're last before we even get to turn 1. So let's just back off, take it cool, and if there are incidents like it looks like there is up ahead, then we will capitalize. And there's actually a huge traffic jam at turn 1. Safety car has been deployed.
Car has been deployed. Launch your Delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
Okay, so that definitely helps our prospects in this race. Safety car has been deployed, and we actually picked up 5 spots as a as everyone was going so slowly into turn 1. Some cars in front of me started to get going, and I just followed them, and we got some free track position. So what are we going to do now in terms of the strategy? 17th place, a lot of our championship rivals on the ultra soft tyres, they might opt for a pit stop. But as we look on the minimap, no one is in. That's a very close call between myself and K-Mag. Somehow we actually made contact, but no damage was attained there. So here's the replay of turn 1. Let's have a look here. It looks like a Red Bull at the apex of the first corner has just been tagged, and that was the root of the problem. So yeah, contact between Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo. I believe it's Ricciardo that's down the order. He hasn't got any front wing damage as far as I can tell, but guys who were in front of me towards the back end of the field got some front wing damage. I know Alonso does. So he'll be possibly coming into the pits at some point. But lap 3 here, safety car still hasn't come in yet. We've been, driving around for almost 10 minutes under safety car period. The lap here at Singapore is so long, and when you do it under safety car, it just makes it feel like an absolute age. And we still haven't got any racing under our belts yet. But we decided to dive into the pits, switch onto the super soft tyres, and the very next lap we're under green flag racing again. So let's see what kind of momentum we can carry into the rest of the start of the race pretty much now, as we got the inside of Haryanto. That's P21. And yeah, we'll see what we can do now. We've got the freshest tyres out of everyone in the field. Doesn't really account for much, but according to the engineer, there is quite low tyre deg. So we could get away with only doing 1 stop from here to the end of the race and going on super soft tyres again. That's why I went for this strategy. Another yellow flag. That's Sergio Perez, who is backwards on the first straight there. Here's the replay. It looks like a Red Bull, probably Ricciardo, since he's down the order, was caught up in that accident, and we'll need to see an onboard here. This is Ricciardo going for a gap that just wasn't there. Tagged with Alonso, I believe. And then Perez is just an innocent bystander here, just too close to those guys. Didn't have enough time to react. He's sent sideways. And yeah, through no fault of his own, he is going to be down towards the back. And the funny thing here is, Ricciardo and Alonso, who started the incident, actually straightened up their cars and carried on like it was fine. But Perez is the major loser out of that one. So we could see another safety car period here. It's so close to the last one, but the game doesn't like to have multiple safety car periods one after another, so I don't think we'll see that. But in all that shenanigans, we actually lost last place, or we got sent down to last place once again if you exclude Sergio Perez. So yeah, pretty frustrating that we're now stuck behind the Manners again, and we're going to have to do all that work once again for us here. So pretty hard to find our way through at the moment. We got the inside of Haryanto. He leaves us just enough room, and this could invite us to go around the outside. Haryanto shuts the door, and it's still 21st place for us at the moment. If we're having this much trouble against Rio in 20th place, how are we going to fare against like Force Indias, against like McLarens, against other cars who are in the points? This could be a very long day for us indeed if we don't have the pace on these guys, but thankfully enough, we got in front of him, and now looks like we're going to go at the inside of airline as well. P17 swiftly 2 positions in a couple of corners, and we might get Massa as well, as he's caught up behind the Saab, was going very, very slowly, and that's 16th place for us now. So after a couple of laps of racing, we're starting to find our rhythm, find our feet, and the confidence will only grow from here. Like I said, didn't do many laps in practice. The practice 1 session that I did get in, I only did 2 laps. So this is really just me trying to get a handle on this car at the moment. So hopefully as the day wears on, we should get quicker and quicker. But through the final corner, really nice exit, rich revs, and up the inside of Felipe Nasr as DRS is enabled. Not for us there on that straight, but we'll have to wait just a little bit longer to utilize that against other cars. Around the outside of Ericsson, we brushed the wall there on the left-hand side. Thankfully no damage, and that's 13th place. So this is going to be a recurring theme here. You guys are going to see a lot of overtakes today, and it should be a pretty exciting episode for racing. Yellow flag up ahead here on lap 7, as it looks like the Williams is heading the train. That's Valtteri Bottas going very slowly. These guys are all snaking left and right, and that's Ericsson going back up my inside. And I can tell you at the time, I did not know he was there on my left-hand side. The closing speed was absolutely tremendous, and you can see on the wheel work there, was not happy that that the incident happened in the first place. And yeah, just completely my fault. I didn't get a penalty, luckily enough. But yeah, Marcus Ericsson was just making the best out of that situation, and he came off worse for wear. But we're going to carry on. It's AI. If it was probably online, I would have waited up, but it's career mode, and the AI do not have feelings. But we're on the back of Kvyat and Palmer here, going side by side. These guys are going very slowly, and this is Lewis Hamilton right behind me. He's already made a pit stop in this race. I've just given up the lead to him. Oh, well, if I think I'm battling for the lead, or at least if I think I'm battling Lewis today on a very similar strategy now, we've just given him that position because we got caught up behind some slower cars. I didn't even know Lewis pitted. Did not even know. But yeah, it seems like a lot of the ultra soft runners have stopped, and they're going to be ranging onto the back of us in the coming laps. And yeah, Lewis just came out of nowhere. I had no momentum, and he just took the inside and took P9 away from us. But still battling away with Kvyat here, and we finally dispatch of him. But the battle is lost to Hamilton. He gapped us by like 3 seconds in just that one sector, simply because we were battling so much. But we're going to carry on the fight. Hopefully there's another safety car later on in the day, and we can really get involved with the inter-team battle. But up the inside of both Palmer and Sainz, we boxed in Palmer so he couldn't go to the inside and overtake Sainz, and we steal that position off of those guys. Vettel makes his pit stop and just rejoins behind us. So I'm going to do my best here to hold him off. Now there is no traffic, there is no interruption. It's going to be a straight up fight now between myself and the Ferrari driver for the next 10-ish laps until we decide to come in again. So it looks like pretty much everyone is on the 2-stop strategy today. Low tyre wear, like I mentioned, and we should be absolutely fine to pit on for the super soft tyres later on in this race. Whereas other people who haven't used both tyre compounds will be using the softs, and they're going to be dead slow. But one person who's not dead slow is Sebastian. He looks so racy on me at the moment. Another safety car period has been deployed, and I don't know why this has come out. We've still got 22 runners, and I don't believe there were any crashes. Maybe it was for debris or something like that. Lewis takes the opportunity to make another stop, and we're going to follow him in as well. We've actually made contact with the inside wall there, but didn't concede any damage. We'll get a replay of this, really pushing hard, and almost paid the price. So we're into the pit lane now. Super soft tyres are going to be going on, and this is a double stack for Mercedes. Unfortunately, the team weren't quite ready for me there. So a 4.1 second stop, and we should rejoin somewhere inside the top 10. So this has been a really good recovery at this stage, going from 21st to now being well inside the top 10. We'll get a confirmation of what position we're in. It's 7th, make that 6th place as Sainz pits on the next lap. And we'll resume the race at the end of lap 18. for a 14-lap run to the finish, and we should easily go to the end of this race on super soft tyres. And as we cut to the end of lap 18, yes indeed, we are getting ready for a restart. Here you can see a lot of runners in front of me on the super soft tyres, and they're all going to be on the same, you know, wear rates or same age tyres, or some other guys might even be on the soft compound tyres as well. So either way, we should have the pace to make some solid inroads. Lewis Hamilton only just in front of me as well, so we're going to try and follow him through and make up as much time as possible into turn 1, up the inside of Hulkenberg, and that's an easy position, P5, and next up is Lewis for possibly the effective lead. The two Ferraris and Verstappen heading this one at the moment, but I think Lewis has the overall pace on these guys, and it'll be quite crucial for us to make sure if Lewis makes any overtakes that we follow him through as well, as he's been pretty much the quickest car all weekend so far. But through the final corner, Hamilton's putting on supreme pressure on Sebastian Vettel. He opens the DRS. No, it's not quite open just yet, but he goes to the inside, a bit of a lunge, and he hangs Vettel out to dry, and we should be able to get him as well if we can follow him. Couldn't quite do that. Vettel had superior traction around the outside on the soft compound tyres. DRS is enabled, and there's only 10 laps to go in this one, and Hamilton is already putting pressure on Raikkonen. That's us up the inside of Vettel, and that's P4. So let's hopefully close the gap to the cars in front, but unfortunately Vettel hit back at me just a few corners later. I'm running with very, very high downforce levels. I think it's like 10.8. So I'm an absolute boat in a straight line, and I didn't get a decent exit off of that previous straight there, which definitely didn't help things. But after that, we cleared Vettel, and now we're chasing down Kimi for a spot on the podium. That's contact with the wall there. Thankfully, no damage. My left-hand side front end plate is a little worse for wear. It's a faded green, so there might be slight damage. So if there's any kind of rub at all, then that side of the wing might just breeze off. Possibly. Lap 26 in the slipstream of Raikkonen, DRS as well. We were going purple to the first sector intermediate, and the tyres not faring too bad, 31%. So the tyre wear in this race, like I said, has been really good. We didn't even need to use the soft compound tyres at all, and now we've just got to get in front of Kimi to secure second place. Unfortunately, Lewis has been so quick. He got to the lead after Verstappen pitted, and he's just cruising off into the distance. He's already in the middle sector now. So slipstream, DRS, rich revs up against Raikkonen. Let's see what we can do. Maybe lunge him up the inside into the left-hander. He leaves the space, and we just squeeze through. We're going to have to get him on the second phase of this right-hander. Around the outside, better traction, more flowing run, and there we go, second place. Who would have thought we'd be in this position after the first lap being pretty much last, and on a different kind of strategy, getting ourselves up there just by pure racecraft, having to overtake so many cars over the course of the day, and it looks like it might not be over as Raikkonen coming back at me here on lap 29. He goes up the inside, and we're going to do the old switcheroo, slow in, fast out, and we got him back on the cutback. So yeah, we're very weak on the straights, and the Ferraris seem to be very slippery in a straight line, and they're just making full use of that. Again, Raikkonen around the outside, not making this easy for myself. Raikkonen right around the outside. I was understeering into his path a bit, very lucky not to make contact, and Raikkonen gets us back. A very lazy, clumsy kind of effort to try and go back up the inside there. It didn't work out, and Raikkonen holds on to P2 at the moment. Now at this stage, I've been burning up my rear tyres a lot, and I was generating a lot of wheel spin, and was really knocking around my pace, knocking around my confidence, and a couple of bad laps, and Raikkonen got away. So that was the Singapore Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton is going to win, and he has in fact won on my screen as he comes through the final corner now. That is his second race win in a row, and could he possibly be mounting a challenge in the championship? We'll have to wait and find out. This Mercedes is now fully upgraded now, pretty much, and it's only going to further enlighten the rivalry between us if the other cars aren't quite as quick. But across the line, we've gone from last place to third. Almost said second, but it's third. 15 points. I'll take it.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today.
So there we go, guys. That has been the Singapore Grand Prix. Pretty disastrous weekend to start off with, and we really recovered that so well. We were lacking a lot in terms of pace over the course of the weekend, which didn't really help. Just couldn't find any rear traction or just overall mechanical grip, which made things difficult. But third place, 15 points. We've conceded a few to Lewis Hamilton, which he cuts the gap down to 74 now. So we're just under 3 race wins clear of Lewis. Hopefully in the next race we can claw back a few points and gain some momentum for ourselves again in the championship. Not like we need it. 74 points is a massive margin with only 5 or so rounds to go. But overall, pretty good day. Good recovery. Made a lot of overtakes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the racing side of things. But there we go. That's the final upgrade on the Mercedes car. Fuel efficiency. And now we have a fully upgraded car. This is... You can't get a faster car on F1 2016. And we finally been able to get there. 5 seasons in. And we should theoretically be untouchable. The only other person who can challenge us is Lewis Hamilton, I suppose. I mean, like, the other guys can do stuff. They're still very close in terms of performance, but the only guy who has just as much pace as us is Lewis. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing how this rivalry unfolds, whether we can win the championship or the constructors as well. Things are definitely looking good at the moment. But that's been this video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and see plenty more F1 game videos. And until the next one, guys, I'll see you next time.